Hello everyone and welcome back to the Benchwarmers podcast. As usual, I'm joined by my co-host Josh Sykes.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I've been Matt Gardner. It's actually quite a nice day.
Yeah, and would you believe it? We've both got haircuts. We finally sorted out the atrocious mess which was going on in our heads. But yeah, we're going to be getting straight into talking about the Premier League results. Josh, have you got them up?
I have. So we'll start with match day 35, which was on Saturday. So we start off with Watford 2, Newcastle 1, Norwich 0, and Mikel Antonio 4. Forget West Ham. Yeah. Mikel Antonio bagged 4. What? Norwich are now relegated, yeah. I was actually going to forget to mention that as well. It's quite major. It's
been a terrible season for the Canaries, if we're being completely honest. They've not really had... When Timu Pukki sort of lost his mojo, if that makes sense, they haven't really recovered. And I mean, they've got a good team. They've got Jamal Lewis, Max Aarons, Todd Cantwell, but they're just not Premier League standard.
The thing is that they started off well. Like Timu Pukki started off firing on all cylinders, and then it just kind of went downhill a little bit after that, which it's worrying for them. But then again, they play a decent style of football on your Daniel Farker. So you can imagine next season in the Championship, they're actually going to do quite well, I think. But personally, I'm not sure about you.
It depends on the players that they can hold on to and the squad they build, obviously.
And who they bring in as well, yeah. So then on to probably a little bit of a shock was Liverpool 1, Burnley 1, Sheffield United 3, Chelsea 0.
Yeah.
That's a big scoreline, is that?
Yeah, I think it shocked quite a lot of people because Chelsea are building this great squad. There's a lot of good stuff going on at the club right now. And Sheffield United came there and they took the mick. I think, was it McGoldrick scored his first 2 Premier League goals?
Yeah, got a brace.
It's along with Dominic Solanke this weekend.
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
Along with Solanke, them two both scoring the first goals of the season in July, to say the least. I mean, it's taken the mick a little bit out of the club.
I know. Right, then we've got Brighton 0, Manchester City hammered them 5. 5-0.
Not real surprise there.
No. Wolves 3, Everton 0. Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 0. The North London derby was Tottenham 2, Arsenal 1. Yeah. Jose Mourinho pulling a magical thing out of the bag. I couldn't really say what I was going to say there, but oh well.
Tottenham pride in North London. Just saying that.
Bournemouth 4, Leicester 1. Like, that is mental.
Yeah, that was a shock result again.
Dominic Solanke not only gets his first goal in 38 games, he got 2! I know, it's shocking. And then it was Manchester United 2, Southampton 2. Now, me and Gab predicted these last week, and we got 0 right.
Yeah, not really surprised there. We're not known for our predictions. So
no, I mean, we get the odd one right, but oh well, we can't really say much else. So on to match day 36, which continues tonight and tomorrow. Tonight being Thursday, tomorrow being Friday. Or this will probably end up going out tomorrow. So
it'll either be out. We're not sure if it'll be out on the Thursday or the Friday. Well, it depends on editing, really.
Anyway, so as things stand, on Tuesday it finished Chelsea 1, Norwich 0. It's quite a boring game, not going to lie.
Yeah.
They didn't really do much to Chelsea. Dominated the game. They were always going to win, but it's a pretty poor performance.
Yeah.
Burnley 1, Wolves 1, Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 1. I watched that last night and Man City dominated, but for the last 10 minutes, Bournemouth had them rattled.
I didn't watch the game, I couldn't tell you.
No, they had them rattled. Like, Bournemouth looked like they could have scored a second. They could have even scored 3 or 4, if I'm honest, in the last 10 minutes. It was shocking.
I mean, obviously, Bournemouth, they're in the relegation race right now with Eddie Howe, who's a great manager. They nearly put them back into Man City. They beat Leicester at the weekend. 2 massive sides there.
The thing is, though, with the Leicester game, Leicester ended up going down to 10 men, which is when they started scoring. Went down to 10 men, they scored the penalty. A minute later, they scored another one, and then they just scored 2 more in the second half, like towards the back end of it.
Yeah, but Bournemouth are coming to form at the perfect time right now if they're going to be staying up, which I think they will. And hopefully they can, because, I mean, I love Eddie Howe as a manager. I'd see him as a future England manager. I'd a bit.
Newcastle 1, Tottenham 3. And onto a shock result, might I say, and a poor performance from Liverpool. It was Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. 2 shocking mistakes, one from Alisson and one from Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Arsenal exploited the defence of Liverpool, and it was an unusual mistake from Van Dijk. He gets shoved off the ball far too easily, appeals for a foul, but the ball just goes across the middle and goes into the back at net. So
it's like Liverpool have lost focus since they won the league, because obviously drew against Burnley, losing to, I forgot we won now. He did lose to the Arsenal, that right? They're not in good form. The form high. Van Dijk's even making mistakes now. It's really because obviously Liverpool are expected to just go and win the league next season, but right now I'm going to be honest. I'm going to think if they don't make improvements this summer and the way they're playing right now, they won't be doing the same as they did this year.
I never thought they'd win the league again. That's the thing. They've won it once, but yes, Liverpool have been good, but it's been a poor Premier League season anyway. So
probably one of the worst ones ever, to be honest.
Yeah. So if I'm honest, Man City are going to have a good team next year because now they've not got their European ban. Chelsea bringing in a good team. Man U have got a good team now. I would say Arsenal and Tottenham, but they just don't.
Yeah, them two have really dropped off, to be honest.
Massively. Right, on to the Championship, Gab.
I've got results.
Yeah.
I did not have results. So 1 second then.
What were you doing with your life?
I blame Jack. So moving on to the weekend's results. Then start off Friday. Huddersfield Town lost 2-0 to Luton Town, which was an amazing result. Jack is loving it behind the camera. Of course, I watched glimpses of that game, and I loved it. I mean, for the second goal, at least for Elliot Lee, who scored it when it was a mistake, in my opinion, by Lewis O'Brien. I think he's still got that Bradford blood in him from when he played for us last season. You got any thoughts on it, Josh?
Move on.
Alright, so
that's my thoughts.
Fulham extended their promotion challenge by beating Cardiff City 2-0. Brentford went to Derby County and won 3-1. Reading bet Charlton 1-0. Obviously, that's probably quite a good result for Huddersfield Town, who did lose to Luton, but then Charlton not being able to pick up 3 points. That's a good result for them. QPR were defeated 3-0 by Sheffield Wednesday, a bit of a shock result possibly there. Hull's dire form continued. We talk about them later as they lost 1-0 to Millwall. Blackburn Rovers drew 1-0 with West Bromwich Albion, quite a good result for Blackburn. Preston drew 1-0 with Nottingham Forest. Middlesbrough did lose 3-1 to Bristol City. Again, the relegation dogfight right now going in the Championship is probably one of the most close ones in years, to be honest with you. There's about 5 or 6 teams who could still go down, and it's really interesting to see. In my opinion, the Championship's been such a better season than the Premier League this year, definitely. Along with that, Barnsley drew 0-0 with Wigan Athletic. Of course, Wigan, since the administration, which we talked about last week, which you can check out in the description, but Wigan have really brought themselves together since the administration, which we're all glad about because nobody wants to see a club go down unfairly due to some point deduction. On Sunday, Stoke City bet Birmingham City 2-0, and of course Leeds United did beat Swansea 1-0. In terms of the midweek games, West Bromwich Albion drew 0-0 with Fulham, a big promotion clash there. Hull, who again we'll talk about later, were defeated 8-0 by Wigan Athletic. Middlesbrough bet Reading 2-1, Millwall bet Blackburn Rovers 1-0. Luton couldn't again win against like did Huddersfield, but drew 1-0 with QPR. Cardiff bet Derby 2-1. Sheffield Wednesday drew 0-0 with Huddersfield Town. Did you watch the game?
I did.
Any thoughts on it?
We were on top for a large part of the game. Fraser Campbell should have scored when he came on, skied the ball from 2 yards out. Something I'd do, not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's an absolute shock. But the thing is, though, if we'd have won that game, we'd have been practically safe. That's the bad thing. Like, obviously, I know we're going to predict the results from this weekend.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'll talk about it more. But if Huddersfield can beat West Brom,
very unlikely.
We're safe. Well, providing Hull lose and Luton lose,
which is very likely. Alright then, so Bristol City drew 1-0 with Stoke City. Brentford bet Preston North End 1-0. Nottingham Forest drew 2-0 with 10 men Swansea. And finally, Birmingham City drew 1-0 with Charlton. Tonight, when we're recording this, we're not going to talk about it because it literally starts in less than an hour. But Leeds United are playing Barnsley. I think we're both going to predict a Leeds United win, to be honest with you.
We would do, yeah. We're not going to, but we would do.
But Leeds are probably going to win the title at this rate, to be completely honest. But yeah, we're going to move straight on then with the Championship predictions. Josh has got them all written down. We're going to do it in your order so I don't mess you up completely.
Thank you. So, starting off with, they're in that like numerical, I wouldn't say numerical order, but it starts with Friday's results, goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think Monday maybe, I'm not really too sure. Anyway, so starting with Friday, it's Huddersfield Town against West Bromwich Albion. Huddersfield Town currently down in 20th place with 48 points, 3 points above the relegation zone. West Brom are in second. Should Leeds United lose tonight and West Brom beat us on Friday, they will go to the top of the Championship by 1 point, pending Leeds' result against Derby on Sunday. So, Gab, Huddersfield or West Brom?
I think there's only one way of this game, so I can't think.
Huddersfield, thank you.
Town can't even beat Luton, they can't beat Sheffield Wednesday. West Brom at times has been unbeatable this season with the likes of Mateus Pereira and Grady Diangana, how you pronounce it? I think it's going to be 2-0 West Brom. I don't see how Town are going to get anything out of this game.
I'd like to think Town could get something out of the game. I can't see us getting something, but at the same time, I can see somehow we'll put in an amazing performance and scrape a 1-0 win. At the beginning of the season, I think it was one of the Cowleys' first games, we lost to West Brom 4-2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can produce that, we've got a really good defence at the minute. I'd like to think that Huddersfield's defence at the minute is pretty decent. So if we can replicate that same attack, score the 2 goals, but not concede 4, we could stick a chance in it. Although I am going to go for a West Brom win.
I think conceding 4 is probably the big thing right there.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to score because our attack at the minute is.
Apologies for any off-camera noises. We're doing it outside today because it's nice weather.
Yeah, so our attack is woeful. So I can't see us scoring, and I'm going to say it's going to be a worse result than what you're predicting. It's going to be 3-0 West Brom. I hate
see confidence for the Town fans.
I hate to say it, but Town are shocking.
Yeah, for this one especially, Henry's behind the camera and he's pulling faces. Henry, what do you think it'll be as a Town fan?
Speak up though, because that can't hear you.
You have to yell.
That'll do.
I think it's going to be 1-0 to Town.
I mean, I'm not writing it down because we all know you're going to be wrong.
That's the confidence of Town fans right now. Delusional. Alright, so we're going to move on then.
To Stoke against Brentford. Brentford are third, challenging for automatic promotion on 81 points, 1 point behind West Brom, who win the automatic promotion spot. Stoke are down in 17th on 50 points, 5 points above the relegation zone. Could still technically go down, but I don't think they will anymore. Because they're actually playing quite well.
Yeah.
But just like the Huddersfield West Brom game, I can see this only going one way. Brentford's attack is far too good. It's one of the best in the Championship, if not the best.
Yeah.
Just let me have a look now. It is the best in the Championship. They've also got the second best defence in the Championship as well, compared to Stoke, who are pretty, well, I wouldn't say they're woeful, but they're not the best.
They're not at the same level as Brentford right now.
No, nowhere close. So I can see Brentford pummeling Stoke, if I'm honest. I think he's going to be 2-0 Brentford.
Pummeling's a very weird word.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. Said Rama right now is in the form of his life. He's absolutely smashing it up in the Championship. Obviously, he's been with the teams like Chelsea, which says it all about him. I think I agree with
So Ollie Watkins.
Exactly. That's his level of
He's on fire at the minute.
I think right now it's going to be 3-0 Brentford. I don't. Stoke are good. They're not a great team right now.
They're playing all right though. That's the thing. But I just can't. They're just not going to get anything out of it.
Sometimes form doesn't even matter in games like this.
Right. So the next game, and I am praying Wigan win this. It's Charlton against Wigan. So Charlton are in the 21st place, 1 point behind Huddersfield on 47 points, 2 points outside the drop zone. Wigan are up in 13th place on 57 points. Currently, if they got the 12-point deduction, they would not go down. They have a superior goal difference to Hull, who have minus 26. Wigan have a +1 after that 8-0 battering of Hull. Quite ironic, that really. Yeah, so honestly, I can see Wigan hammering Charlton. I don't think it's going to be 8-0.
No.
I really don't. But I can see them panning them. So, personally, I think it's going to be a 2-0 Wigan.
Yeah, I think Wigan, the spirit they've showed since they've gone into administration is excellent. And Charlton, they're not in terrible form themselves. This is a weird game for me as a Bradford City fan, so I do want Huddersfield to go down. So I want Charlton to win, but I also want Wigan to win so they can avoid the point deduction. However, I think I agree with just going to 2-0 Wigan.
Watch now, it'll be like 3-0 Charlton.
Yeah, no, or 8-0 Charlton.
The next game is Blackburn against Reading. Blackburn up in 12th place. Reading are 14th. Couldn't find them then. They're 5 points separate them. Neither team can do anything, if I'm honest. Neither team can go down. Neither team can get promoted. It's going to be an absolutely nothing game. And due to the fact it's a nothing game, it's going to be 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's mid-table game. None of them are really playing for anything at this point. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Reading, however. I just like the look of the team. They've got a few decent prospects in Ovi Ajaria, Danny Loader up top, who's been linked with a few Premier League clubs. I just like that about Reading. They're the worst fans in the Championship at times, to be completely honest. I do think that they'll come out with a victory.
So the next game is high-flying Fulham against Sheffield Wednesday. Fulham could get in automatic promotions, but they're just not gonna.
No.
Which means they're battling for that third position. Which, to be quite honest, I think that's Brentford's. Any Brentford's or West Brom, it's those two fighting for it really. Sheffield Wednesday are down in 15th place on 56 points. Can't go down. Not really going to do anything, if I'm honest. After Fulham's poor performance against, who was it against? Was it against Brentford? Was it Brentford that they drew 0-0 against?
Check. Fulham, West Brom.
They drew 0-0 against. It was a poor game of football, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
There was chances at both ends, but neither team were clinical. And I won't say the defences were outstanding either. But I do think Fulham are going to win it, and I think it's going to be 2-1. I can see Sheffield Wednesday scoring. They look like they could against us at times, but I think Fulham just have too much for them.
Yeah, I think at this point, Fulham, they are confirmed to be staying in the playoffs at least for the season. So I think there's nothing really for either side to play for. It's been a disappointing season for Sheffield Wednesday. But I think Fulham, they want to get momentum. Obviously, they're not beating West Brom. They want to get into good form for the Championship playoffs. So I think they will come out of this with a 2-0 win. I think they'll come out all guns blazing.
The next game is Hull, who will go on to later against Luton. Jesus. As a Town fan, I want this to be a draw. If a team wins this, then it's going to be disastrous for us. So I really need it to be a draw. Can I see it being a draw? Yeah, absolutely.
I disagree.
I can see Luton winning it, but I do think it will be a draw. I mean, Hull have the better defence, have the better attack. Luton have the better defence. Not by much, but I've got to stick with what I want, and I want it to be a draw. So I'm going to put it as a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I think Luton, they've just got into a bit of good form really. Drew with Queen's Park Rangers, of course, bet Huddersfield Town. James Collins up top he's coming to good form as well. I'm going to go with 3-0 Luton. Hull are absolutely disastrous right now, and like Josh said, we will talk about them properly, about what's going on in that club, but honestly, I could see them right now going down to League One, and if nothing changes, they're going to go straight down again. They're going to do a Portsmouth or a bloody Bolton or something like that. They're not doing well for themselves right now.
They're not. Right, next game is Middlesbrough Cardiff. Cardiff are... Where the hell are Cardiff? Oh, Cardiff are in 6th. Ooh, okay.
Didn't know that high up.
And Middlesbrough are 18th.
Yeah.
So Middlesbrough could still technically go down. I don't think they will. I mean, they're 5 points above the drop. I do think Cardiff will win it. They've got a lot more to play for due to the fact that Millwall and Swansea can still both get into the playoffs. To be fair, so can Preston and Bristol. Oh my god, this is so close. I can see Cardiff winning. I can see Cardiff winning this, but I think they've got a better side.
Yeah, it's a Neil Warnock game.
2-0 Cardiff.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, I mean, Warnock, he has changed things at Middlesbrough. They're looking more like to stay up now, of course. But Cardiff, again, they're in the playoffs like Fulham. They want to get momentum. I'm going to go for 2-1 Cardiff. Is that what you said?
I said 2-0 Cardiff.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-1 then.
Yeah, fine. Next game is Preston Birmingham. Preston are also in contention for the playoffs in 9th place on 62 points. Birmingham are battling relegation. Don't think they're going to go down. They're at the magical 50 points. Preston are going to win it 1-0.
Yeah, Preston, they're not in great form right now, I suppose. They lost to Brentford, who are a good team, obviously, and then they drew with Nottingham Forest, another good team, so they'll be happy to come in against Birmingham, who aren't doing too well for themselves. But I think it came out today, the news of Jude Bellingham officially leaving the club. Of course, that won't go through until the end of the season.
Well, we don't know where he's going. He's going to be Dortmund, but we don't know officially where he's going to go.
He went for a medical today, I think it was.
Did he go today?
Yeah. So that looks like that's going to happen. Sorry, we're part of our cameraman behind the camera just started stripping off in front of us. I've completely lost track now.
Jude Bellingham, Dortmund, medical.
Bellingham's mind is going to be elsewhere at this point. I don't even know if he'll be playing if he's in Germany, of course, but I'm going to have to go with a victory of Preston here, 2-0.
The next game is QPR Millwall. Millwall are in 7th place, trying to get into that playoff spot to potentially get in the Premier League. QPR are down in 16th, playing for absolutely nothing. Millwall are going to win 2-1.
Yeah, Millwall in good form. They won the last 2 games, 1-0 against Hull and 1-0 against Blackburn Rovers. QPR, however, drew with Luton 1-1 last week, and for that alone, I'm going to go over 2-0 victory to Millwall.
Next game is Swansea-Bristol. Swansea also battling to get into the playoffs in 8th place on 64 points, 3 points outside the playoffs with 2 games to go. Bristol also battling for the playoffs on 62 points, 5 points off the playoffs. Quick math, Gab, you can't do that.
I wasn't listening.
I can... I can see Bristol winning this year. I can see Bristol beating Swansea.
Yeah, I agree, to be honest with you.
Bristol are lower, less points, but I can see them wanting it more. I don't know why, but I can see Bristol getting into the playoff. Well, trying to fight more than Swansea, even though Swansea are closer.
Yeah, Bristol drew 1-0 with Stoke at in the last game, whereas Swansea drew 2-0 with Nottingham Forest. I think it's going to be a very close game and a very boring one, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with 0-0.
You're going to go? Well, I've gone for 1-0 Bristol. I just think they might have a bit more in them. The penultimate game is Derby versus Leeds. Leeds looking to cement top spot in the Championship. Should they win tonight, that would put them 5 points ahead of West Brom. and I think that will guarantee them automatic promotion if they win tonight. Let me just do some maths.
Yeah, Derby aren't in great form. Lost 3-1 to Brentford, and as well as losing 2-1 to Cardiff City. So I think when Josh works out, it's going to be.
If Leeds win tonight, they are practically guaranteed to be in the Premier League next season. They'll be on the same. They'll be 6 points clear of Brentford with 2 games to go if they win tonight. But I don't see them losing the last 2 games. If I'm honest, if Leeds win tonight, they're in the Premier League. Put it that way.
With that extra incentive, as well as Derby's poor form and Leeds obviously being in good form. I mean, it could depend on the result tonight against Barnsley.
But if they do win tonight against Barnsley, they'll want to secure top spot and win the Championship, which they will do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-0 Leeds. That team is too good for the Championship right now. They've got the best manager in the league, debatably, with Marcelo Bielsa. Henry, I'm a Bradford fan, I don't care about Leeds. I just think with that, Pablo Hernandez, for example, he's a top-class talent. He should have been playing in the Premier League years ago. And I think with that, it's going to easy win for Leeds.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't really talked about Derby. They're in 11th place with 61 points. Nothing much to say about them.
They're not in good form. That's it. That's as far as it goes. I was talking to a few Derby fans last night about their current state of the club, and they're saying they're not happy with where they're going. They should be in the Championship. Obviously, lost in the Championship playoff final last season to
Aston Villa. So they're not going to be happy finishing mid-table.
Obviously, lost Lampard and got Philip Koku.
I haven't got a clue.
But they should be doing better. And hopefully they can rebuild and go again next season because they're a good club.
Yeah, I put 2-0 Leeds. They will. I reckon they will win the Championship, if I'm honest. Right, the final game. Then we can move on. Is Barnsley, Notts Forest. Nottingham Forest are in 5th place on 70 points. Can't get anywhere. Barnsley are bottom of the Championship on 43 points. Nottingham Forest are going to win this 3-0.
Yeah, Barnsley, rubbish. Nottingham Forest, decent. 2-0 Nottingham Forest. Not really much else we can say about it.
That brings that section to a close. Let us know in the comments and on Twitter and things what you think. Do you think we're useless at predicting? Because I do. Or do you actually agree with us?
Oh, you two nodding. Continuing on with the Championship then, we're going to move on to Hull City. What has gone wrong there? Because a lot has gone wrong there. That was a weird intro. But yeah,
a lot has gone wrong. That's the slightly depressing thing.
Lost 8-0, of course, to Wigan Athletic, and that was a big wake-up call to the football world as what is going on at the club because... Well, people didn't realise how bad it was until this happened. I've been following Hull football Twitter for quite a while now. I don't know why I keep looking at you. When it's basically like everyone is going mental now. After every game, saying Grant McCann out, what's his name, Ehab Allam out, who's the joint owner, I believe. So a lot is going wrong at the club right now. And Josh, have you got what it is? Right, clearly not. But he did write an open letter earlier on in the year asking Hull City fans if they can accept the club to change the name from Hull City to Hull Tigers, which is just...
I don't. It's like do you remember a couple of years ago the Cardiff owner changed from the Cardiff Blues to the Cardiff Red?
Yeah, it was
and
weird.
That caused so much upset. And I don't know why he did it, but it's similar to this. Why would you change a club with history? Why go and change the name?
And it's the fact that it's like a rugby name, isn't it? Hull Tigers.
Exactly.
Like, Bradford Bulls. What are they so called? Giants.
Yeah.
What's so Giants? Hull Tigers. It's just.
Leeds Rhinos.
Cheers, Emre. It's just not. It's not right for a football club to have that name. I mean, you look at...
You can see it in America, you can see stuff like that, but in England,
Yeah.
you wouldn't say something like, Manchester...
Devils.
Yeah.
Great example.
Exactly, thank you, because the Red Devils, Manchester United. Thank you, Jack.
Manchester Citizens. Oh, we're smashing this. We should make a club.
Let's just stop.
Yeah, we tried. But along with that, Ehab Allam also promised fans consultation over a new badge, and then later on released a new badge with no consultation.
Like Leeds Gatherscon badge.
Yeah, that was a terrible badge. And also, no team name was on the actual badge. If you look at it now, you'll see it's literally just a picture of a tiger, which is thoughtful. Along with that, in a meeting with the FA Council, Allam also made it clear that the fans are not relevant or barely relevant in the name change decision, which obviously is saying the club is his, it's not the fans, it's got nothing to do with the fans. If he wants that name change, he'll have that name change. It's very disrespectful to a club with so much history.
Well, as an owner, you have to consult the fans and you have to consult the team and the backroom staff and the manager as well. You can't just take decision of yourself. At the end of the day, a football club's a business. And if you're running a business and you're the CEO, you just can't turn around to your staff and be like, right, I am now making all the decisions. Even a majority shareholder of a company has to consult people. They can't just go, right, that's happening. You have to talk to people behind the scenes. We have to talk to stakeholders. Look at me getting business stuff in.
Along with that, Allam, he also tried to change the training pitch called the Aircourt Arena tried to change it from grass surface to 3G surface, which obviously caused, sorry about the birds, they're a bit distracting, caused a bit of an uproar. I couldn't even think of it. Caused a bit of an uproar because obviously the club, you're not allowed to play on 3G in the Championship. You are in non-league football, but unless you're trying to get Hull there, what's the point?
I mean, he's on a good, he's got a good course going there.
That's it.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, relevant, just like he said the Hull City fans were. Now you know how it feels.
Yeah, that actually worked quite well.
Yeah,
not going to lie. But no, so if you want to talk about Hull and what is going disastrously wrong, obviously they just lost 8-0 to Wigan Athletic. However, it has emerged in the last, what time would that been? Like half an hour, that Hull City manager, Grant McCann, was a no-show at the pre-match press conference tonight against Luton. The assistant manager, Cliff Brine, took the pre-match press conference, to which many Hull City fans are saying that he has gone. Well, they're asking, has he gone? Has he been sacked?
Cliff Byrne, by the way, not Brine. Jesus Christ. Byrne, it's Irish.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know why I said Brine. It's just still got wine and R on it.
Yeah, I mean...
I love how you knew I'd made a mistake. He didn't even look at it.
Grant McCann, I just thought that does not sound right. Grant McCann is a terrific manager. He smashed it at Doncaster Rovers in League One before they brought Darren Moore in. Smashed it at Peterborough United. Henry, please stop. Along with that, he deserved the chance of the Championship. And when he went up there, I think it was 16, 17 games ago, Hull City are in 7th place, challenging him for the playoffs. Now, all the fans have turned against him because obviously things going wrong behind the scenes on the pitch. He's known for having a bit of a preferred formation with 4-3-3. I've seen a lot of Hull fans complain on Twitter saying how he's too adamant, he's too stubborn to change formation, and in that time...
Thing is though, you put a 4-3-3 formation, now automatically you've got like 5 formations from it. That's why I like the 4-3-3.
Yeah, but he's just not willing to change tactics, and for that reason alone, they're not getting the right results on the pitch. And why are you staring at me?
Oh, this is quite creepy.
Yeah, but along with that, a lot of money's going out of the club. For example, we saw Robert Snodgrass to West Ham, for 10 million, and then that money never went anywhere. He sold Harry Maguire to Leicester City for 12 million plus add-ons. Money was never really reinvested into the club. Holborn defender Josh Tyman, who was described as the best academy product for a generation, turned down a contract at the club to join Stoke just because he didn't like what Allam was doing to the club. Which says it all when you're a Hull lad, you're a Hull fan, and you're choosing not to play for the club and rather to join Stoke, who are in a better position than Hull. Well, not much better.
Yeah, at the end of the day, so obviously we've been slating the owner and the manager a bit.
Yeah.
But according to Hull City legend Dean Windass,
former Bradford player, what a man.
On TalkSport the other day, he's accused of the players chucking the manager under the bus against Wigan. He said, "You're 1-0 down after what, a minute? When I used to play football, I'd train as though it was my last training session. I'd play football as if it was my last game."
Yeah.
Listen, you've got to blame the manager in a sense as well. I don't want to see anybody get the sack. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but it has got to come down to the manager. He's got to ask himself questions. He's got to ask his staff questions. At the end of the day, players have got to say, I have let you down. Do they really care anymore? I don't think they do, and I'm going to agree. I don't think they do.
No, there's no heart or passion right now.
No, but if you listen to this, Hull City were 8th on New Year's Day, just 4 points off 3rd place. But since then, they've lost 14 out of 18 games with only 1 victory, and they've dropped right down into the relegation zone. So New Year's Day, they were bound for the Premier League. Now they're bound for League One.
Yeah, I think a big reason for that as well comes the fact that Jared Bowen, of course, he joined West Ham United, while Kamil Grosicki, he jumped ship to join West Bromwich Albion. Along with that was in June 2020. Club captain, bear that in mind, Eric Lehigh, and vice captain Jackson Irvine both left the club out of absolutely nowhere because they didn't want to play on past. What are you doing?
I don't know, the audio's a bit rubbish.
They didn't want to play.
Speak up.
They didn't want to play past June, which obviously is quite a shock because it's a championship club. It's very competitive, and you think they'd enjoy it. Plus, they were being played on the same contract. They both decided they could not stay at this club for any longer. And then again in June 2020, Allam struck again. He banned the whole Daily Mail and the Athletic newspaper from entering the Cacom Stadium to cover live matches because they both produced negative articles towards Allam.
Things that you can't do that as a man. You can't do it as a football owner. You can't just decide that you don't like what the press are saying to you. It's a bit like Donald Trump in America. He don't like what CNN do. He just bans them from all his press conferences. I love how I get politics into football.
Ehab Allam,
but
Donald Trump.
No, but You can't just ban a newspaper from your football stadium or any newspaper because you don't like what they're saying about you. At the end of the day, newspapers, the Sun lie. We're not going to deny that, as Johnny Depp's finding out. But
yeah. This has gotten very political also.
Jack's laughing. He knows what I'm on about. But most newspapers, yes, they're biased, but they like to put some kind of a truth in things. And only because you don't like what their version of the truth is, you can't just ban them from your football stadium. It's like us playing football, and I don't like what some random guy writes in Murfield College or New College or Greenedge bloody magazine. I can't just decide that
exists.
No, it's just an example. I can't just decide that they're not going to tip up at the next match because I don't like what they're saying about me or my players. You've got to let everyone have their own opinion. At the end of the day, we live in a free country. I'm not getting into politics. I'm just going to end it there.
Thank God. But of course, these people, they have jobs. I mean, the journalists, their job is as a sports journalist is to go to these games, report on these games for the fans. And right now, especially in the coronavirus lockdown, fans aren't allowed to games. Some don't. I think I follow as the most unreliable source. As Josh going to find out what Huddersfield Town.
Mate, he's shocking.
Yeah, I think I was swearing.
I was.
But it's not a good service. So people need these newspapers and these journalists to report on these games. And even if it's a bit negative, that club is negative right now. They've just lost 8-0 to Wigan Athletic, and the chairman's first choice of action. Well, we did before, but it's to ban the journalists from reporting the games. It's like he wants to disconnect the whole fan base from the club. So maybe he can call them Hull Tigers and change the badge to whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, it's not his club, it's the fans' club. He might own it, whatever, but he's not the one who's been supporting them for maybe 50, 60 plus years, as some fans have, of course.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to get... the way he's going, he's going to get them down to League One.
Yeah, definitely.
They might as well just change the whole team, scrap their club's history, completely get rid of everything, change the name of the stadium, change the kit colours, go from Hull City to Hull Tigers, playing red and orange and black, but instead of going...
Forest Park Avenue colours.
Instead of going... I didn't mean to say red, I meant to say orange. But instead of playing in vertical stripes, decide to play in vertical or checkered like Barcelona tried, or even just stick a massive bloody tiger on the front of your shirt. Just change the entire thing. You might as well do.
This is why we're not owners, by the way. But yeah, I think a video actually went viral the other day, which is going to raise a bit of a debatable topic from a Hull City fan, where he was going mental. He was about 12 years old. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But he's saying how...
That's something you're not telling us.
That sounds really good. But yeah, this young fan, he went viral over Twitter over the weekend due to his angry reaction towards Arsenal fans, mainly, as a Hull City supporter, a bit out of nowhere. But mainly having a go at the top 6 fans who say they have it hard. For example, Man United fans, basically they had it so hard apparently that they set, was it Woodward or Glazer's house on fire? Woodward. Woodward, the through flares it, I think it was.
Toilet paper, flares.
I mean, like Henry said off camera, it did work, but we are not condoning that. Do not do that. Of course, this whole fan, he went viral as he basically said how they've not got hard. They're going to spend 72 million on the likes of Pepe. They've got brilliant world-class managers, for example. I mean, Everton.
And I quote. Well, I like to think I'm going to quote here. You've got an owner who spends the money. We have an owner who has the money but doesn't bloody spend it.
Which is completely right. That's how it is in the Championship. It's just how it is in the EFL nowadays. You look at Macclesfield Town, they got taken over, and now they can't players are leaving because they're not getting paid weekly. Which, as a job, you would leave, wouldn't you? If you're not getting paid weekly, you would leave. Sometimes you forget these are footballers. They're not just people or robots, whatever. Alan might think they are. I don't know where I'm going with this. Shut up. But I mean, it's getting to the point now where Alan just needs to leave because, like the Hull City fan said, there's no ambition for the club. They're going nowhere, other than down right now, to say the least.
That's the only place they're going into League One.
And top 6 fans, I feel like Newcastle fans are the only team in the Premier League who might actually have a case when it comes to... when it comes to... when it comes to having bad ownership with Mike Ashley. Newcastle being the only club that suffers in the Premier League. Every other club is fine. That's as it is. Talking of League One then, Hull City might be there next season, but Wycombe Wanderers will. Congratulations to Wycombe Wanderers on their promotion to the Championship for the Sky Bets Championship 2020/21 season. That sounds weird to say. But yeah, of course, they've gone viral, obviously, for what they've done. Josh, you want to talk them through that a bit?
Yeah, so obviously they beat Oxford 2-1. I'll give you a quick round-up of the game. Anthony Stewart had given Wanderers an early lead in the 9th minute on Monday night in the League One playoff final. Only for Mark Sykes, no, I'm not related,
Nobody thought that.
to bring Oxford level in the 57th minute. In the 79th minute, Joe Jacobson fires home a penalty to secure Wycombe Wanderers' 133-year wait for Championship football.
Joe Jacobson, of course, he went to Twitter and said how happy he was with it, and he's been at the club for several years now. He's a bit of a legend there now, especially for what he's just done with just smashed up in the background. But yeah, obviously, really happy for him, because as a player who's stuck with the club since League Two, to see their rise from being a lower half League Two side to Championship side now, it's a great achievement for him. I know he'll be very proud of his achievements, and so it should be.
It's not just a massive achievement for him, it's a massive achievement for the club. Like a 133-year wait, they've never been to the Championship in their history, and now they're there. Yeah,
and they're gaining a lot of recognition. For example, Jurgen Klopp went a bit viral for sending a video message and inviting Adebayo Akinfenwa, who's a bit of a cult legend now, to actually come to the Liverpool title parade. Namadi Offerbaugh, apologies if I butchered that name. I've completely lost track. He asked on Twitter if he could get a video of Paul Pogba congratulating him, and Paul Pogba followed through with it. He sent a nice video to him saying, well done for your achievements, of course, rightly so. I mean, it's not nowadays where you see these elite footballers like Pogba, like even Jurgen Klopp, who's been a great manager for several years now, recognise the efforts of small sides like Wycombe Wanderers.
Thing is that they should be, it's like you get to big players and you don't normally see who these big players support in terms of club. They support smaller clubs because that's where they've come from. They've just so happened to move to a big club. But when you've got the likes of Akinfenwa and things, he's a proud Liverpool supporter, always has been. He knows he'll never play there because he's not good enough.
Well, I think it'd be a decent signing next season.
I mean, he just
stick him up front. Bobby Firmino coming off with Mane and Salah on one side. That is a squad you've got on there.
No, but he's a Liverpool fan, and it's only right that someone like Klopp congratulates him, because at the end of the day, they're only the tier below them now in English football, and it's not like Wycombe are a bad side, but they're a bad side compared to quite a few people who were in the playoffs. So what happened was, Wycombe voted against restarting the season and voted to finish the season points per game. That bumped them up 5 places. That 5 places got them in the playoffs. They won the playoffs then, and but they shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. That's the funny thing.
Peter Butcher and Darren McAnthony went to Twitter to say how much of a disgrace it was, how Wycombe didn't want to play, and they've just completely gone, mugged off every team, gone up, and it's funny from an outside perspective. From Wycombe's perspective, it's funny as well. Every team in League One is livid with them, though, for obvious reasons.
The thing is, if you look at stats like this, so this season, between Oxford and Wycombe, the style comparison. Oxford are first in the League One for average possession passes short, 10 plus passing sequences, and width per passing sequence. Wycombe Wanderers, on the other hand, are 23rd on all 5 of those.
I mean, I think it was the stats from the actual player final where Wycombe, they had something like 20% possession or something like that. I could be wrong.
Probably.
I saw them put a tweet out saying we did it our way. Obviously linking to the Frank Sinatra song. Is it Frank Sinatra? Alright?
Yes.
Linking to that song, saying how they
did it my way?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Jack listened to last night, I think. He's loving it. But of course, they've come to this game, they've done a Leicester City side which won the Premier League, counter-attacking football. They've just sat back and then boom forward. Obviously, that's a weird term to use.
As BBC Sport reported it, one of the smallest budgets in League One. Relegation favourites, only had 9 players during pre-season, and now they're in the Championship. And if you want to look at someone like Akinfenwa, 4 years ago, he'd just been his contract had done at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Didn't have a club. He said, anyone hit me up on WhatsApp. Wycombe did. And now he's a Championship player.
I mean, the manager, Gareth Ainsworth, was a terrific footballer in his time, even played for Wycombe as a player. He's now been a manager there for, it says here, 8 years, and he's done over 400 games in charge. So for him to take him from League 2 to the Championship, it must be amazing. It reminds me a lot of the Burton Albion story under, I think is it Nigel Clough, is that his name?
Yeah.
Something Clough.
Yeah,
I know
Nigel, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Burton went up from League 2, went to League 1, got promoted again, and then they even survived in the Championship for quite a few seasons. And we're hoping Wycombe will do that too, because you love these fairy tale stories where it happens. And Yeah, it'd be great. If they
Not
could
gonna lie, I really hope Leeds don't get promoted, and I really hope you get Akin Fenwa battering the hell out of someone like Luke Ayling or Calvin Phillips.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. But they were actually, I think 442 magazine went a bit viral as well because they did a.
You're doing viral a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, I do say a lot of people go viral nowadays. What's the word for viral?
Good, there isn't.
They
Popular?
Yeah, they became popular.
Popular on social media. Relevant. There we go.
Yeah.
Relevant. Trending.
Trending.
Finally, trending.
442 I forgot what I was saying. 442 magazine went trending because their pre-season prediction for the 2019-20 season, they actually predicted for Wycombe to finish 23rd in the league and second bottom to Bolton Wanderers, who of course had a point deduction to start the league, so it was obvious they were going to go down. But they've gone and done it. They've gone to the playoffs. They've got promoted. They've completely thrown people off. Even Joe Jacobson himself tweeted out saying how badly wrong 442 got it, and they should not put Wycombe Wanderers in a bad position. They should predict better. Bad light. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. He's saying that if people obviously because Wycombe are 100% favourites to go down again next season from the Championship. I was looking at that.
You don't need it.
He's saying that Wycombe are 100% favourites to go down from the Championship next season. They shouldn't. That's what these people are saying. 442 magazine, they might be predicting for these small clubs like Wycombe to go down, but they can upset the odds.
I mean, they've proved it that they can defy the odds. They can do well, as I think Akin Fenn would put it, a miracle.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they can't survive the Championship. There's no reason why they can't succeed in the Championship, finish mid-table, just outside the relegation zone. At the end of the day, so long as they do decent recruitment this summer, keep hold of some key players, and don't make stupid signings, they could survive.
They've got a top manager, a top board behind them, and a group of staff, of course. They've got brilliant
loyal
players.
fan base.
A loyal fan base. Got a brilliant set of players. It depends if they're actually got enough quality to survive in the Championship.
Well, we'll find out when the season restarts.
I mean, we will, and I'm sure we're going to do a lot of pre-season. We will do a podcast eventually when we get close to the season of our pre-season predictions for what's going to happen, which will be interesting to see. The least seems we can't get a week worth of predictions right.
Never mind an entire season.
But it all completely depends now. You look at Coventry City, who went up. They've signed Callum O'Hare from Aston Villa. What a signing that is! He was linked with the likes of. I think he was linked with a lot of Eredivisie teams. I think that's pronounced wrong.
No, it's Eredivisie.
Eredivisie teams.
What?
Along with Birmingham City, a lot of Championship clubs, but he chose, despite the fact that they were offering the least amount of money to go to Coventry City, they've signed quite a few German players to sign with someone today, and they're linked with a Wolves striker, I can't remember his name, Dashnadov or something like that.
I thought you were going to say Jimenez.
No, not quite Coventry City level.
You said Coventry City.
They're building a good team. Rotherham, of course, who have gone up, they're one of those yo-yo clubs who they'll either go up and do really well for a season, then go back down, or they'll go up and just go straight back down. Interesting to see what's going to happen there. A bit like Barnsley, really.
They're a mad yo-yo team, Barnsley.
It depends what the recruitment is at Wycombe, the players they bring in. I think right now especially, they've got quite a few loan players, such as Fred Onyedinma, off a ball, who of course got the message from Pogba. He's on loan from Bournemouth right now. If Bournemouth were to stay up, I think another potential loan deal obviously could be done for him.
Bournemouth aren't staying up, I'm sorry, they're not.
They're not? You think they are?
But in my opinion, I know this is completely off topic, in my opinion Bournemouth are going down.
But saying that, will Offerball be part of Eddie Howe's plans next season if Eddie Howe does stay? Or will he maybe get a chance to come back to Wycombe and do well there?
Hello, I've just made two massive statements about Bournemouth and saying they'll go down and Eddie Howe will leave.
Yeah, looks like
we're not even talking about Bournemouth.
We're not getting Eddie Howe on the podcast as well as Jordan Pickford or whoever else we've said in the past.
Mate, I don't think we're getting many players on at the minute because I just slate them every week.
Yeah, you're not really helping out here.
No, not really. Completely off topic, but I don't mind it.
But anyway, if we could just scoot back onto topic now. Back onto Wigan, it's an amazing achievement, and I wish them all the best in the Championship next. I really, really do.
It's funny how Wycombe Wanderers going to the Championship next season. Huddersfield Town will be
right. No, we're ending it there.
That's going to bring an end to this week's episode of the Benchwarmers podcast. As usual, I'd like to thank my co-host Josh Sykes.
Yeah, cheers for having me again, Gabriel. It's nice.
Nice, very nice. Let's also thank co-host Henry Charlton for all your wise wisdom this week.
Thank you.
We decided to give him we literally gave him to the bench after last week's 55-0 prediction in the National League playoffs.
What did it end up being?
Yeah, play.
It's not going to be 55 bloody nil though, is it?
As usual, let's thank our cameraman Jack Needler.
And congrats on his child, by the way.
There'll be a link to his music in the description down below, which you can all check out, as well as social medias, of course. But yeah, Let us know what you think of our predictions, what you want us to talk about next week, and we'll remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Off to play football. Bye.
Brilliant.